JetBlue names all of their vessels Devil with a blue dress on. You gotta love it. The other thing about Long Beach is they have these great ramps. Well, look who got some recognition. The BYU Rugby team, the 2012 national champions. Neat. I had always hoped this day would arrive. That is to say, not that they became national champions. I knew that was always a possibility. It's just that BYU Rugby getting the same kind of recognition as the football team does. Very good. We're number one. We're number one. Right now, we are on the 26th floor of the church. Carrie, why don't you narrate? You're better at this. You're better at this than I am. We're on the 26th floor of the headquarters building of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Salt Lake City, Utah. That is the State House. It's the state capitol building. Ensign Peak is I can't see it. It's just behind it and up on one of those.
Up to the left.
Up to the left.
There's a little tiny.
There should be a marker up there, a little tower, but
you can't really see it. But the radio towers are behind.
Okay.
The ones with the radio towers are behind.
Yeah, I climbed up there once.
It was It's the one with the rocks off to the side of it, just kind of on the angle.
And there are some really neat old homes down around these. Okay, what direction are we facing now?
This is facing east.
This is facing east.
And that's, the university is over where the two red pillars with the U. That's the University of Utah. Rice Stadium.
The other campus, the other university.
Well, there's actually several universities in Utah now.
Yeah, well, there's only two. There are, but there are only two.
And they're having difficulties working out getting a time for them to play each other.
Oh, really?
For this next season, yes, because they're in totally different conferences.
Oh, that's the rivalry, however. We got to have that.
Everybody wants that one, but they are having a tough time figuring it out.
Oh, okay, this is the voice. This is the face behind the voice. This is Judy Rutherford, our tour guide.
Okay, the buildings that are just at the foot of the mountains up there, University of Utah Medical Center, Primary Children's is the white one, and the green is the Huntsman Cancer Center.
Okay, now we are viewing west. Is that true?
Lots of weddings today, yes.
I'll bet there are.
Our son was married in the Salt Lake Temple in July 2007. There's the City Creek establishment, where that big, tall, beigey tower is. The Latter-day Saint, that is the Mormon Church headquarters complex, is surrounded by flowers. Flower beds everywhere. Here's the church headquarters building where we were. You can just barely see the 26th floor observation deck. And when we were up there, we noticed, our guide told us about this little cemetery here, which is Brigham Young's final resting place. Also, Eliza Snow, I believe. Here's Eliza Snow's marker. A bronze plaque showing "Oh My Father." The grave of Brigham Young is right here, behind this iron grate, iron fence. with a Utah Pioneers Trail marker in bronze. I've always wondered where he was buried. I never knew. But it's in this little garden. Now the question is, what book are they reading? Well, here's the Bible. If I had to guess, I would say it's the book of Nephi, chapter 5. The Book of Mormon. We are at Cabelas in Lehi, Utah, a place that my son calls Disneyland for poor hicks. They got lots of guns here, and this is their big wilderness diorama featuring, well, stuffed animals. Well, what do you think, honey?
Well, there's a lot of animals in here, that's all I can say. There's even a squirrel in the tree. A squirrel like I've never seen before.
That's a jackalope squirrel. I don't know what that is. It looks like some Australian creature. The bear is regarding it. Horses. Is that George Bush? That looks like George Bush.
Although there ain't any white-tailed deer currently in the state of Utah, someday there might be. White-tailed deer herds have continued to grow over the years.
It's an audio-animatronic George Bush.
So someday, Utah might be harvesting whitetails as big as these boys.
Well, that's good to know. Gray squirrel, gray squirrel. Swish your bushy tail.
You're singing it in a minor key. It's supposed to be in a major key.
Gray squirrel, gray squirrel.
Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail.
I like it minor key better. B flat minor. Dun, dun, dun. The javelina. And over here we have a little bit of Africa in Utah. Do 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 do. Oh yeah. Do 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 do. There's the Springbok. They're really good rugby players. Do 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 do. The zebra. Oh, honey badger. You don't care.
There's a story about honey badgers.
Oh, you got to look them up on the internet on YouTube. There's a hilarious honey badger thing. With Cabelas, we go into the land of the fish. Well, actually, the sea of the fish. Here in the Cabelas Aquarium. The schools of fish. Watching the Salt Lake Bees in Salt Lake City, minor league baseball. It's pretty good. This is a gentle glade at Sundance Resort up Provo Canyon. What's happening today?
Well, we are getting a grandson today.
And what day is it today?
This is baby's great-grandmother, Madeline Wedge Clark's birthday. She would have been 91 today, so she wins. She gets babies.
This is how we remember Grandma's birthday, even though she hasn't been around for a couple of decades. This is the Squaw Peak Overlook, and that is Utah Valley. And that is Utah Lake. And that's a bird riding places. For me here. Hospital. A no weapons allowed kind of place. I guess they know the Utah resident, don't they? This is an outdoorsy kind of gas station for an outdoorsy kind of state. Pine trees, the snow sports, a Pepsi, a snowboarder. It's a Maverik. My favorite part's over here. Now I'm in the Rosie the Riveter Park in Long Beach with Mike McDaniel, who drove down. We had lunch. I have a 3-hour layover at Long Beach. So this is the Rosie the Riveter Park. It commemorates World War II, women working in the aircraft industry. And I was suggesting that maybe Burbank could have something like this. Marine Corps. Maybe Burbank could do something very much like this because we could make the same claims. Gold Star Mothers. We had those. Rosie the Riveter Park Memorial Wall. All right, Mike, let's get that funded, okay?
And we will try.
All right.
I'll bring it up to the Veterans Committee.
All right. This is the cattle pen known as Long Beach Airport.